Hi, I'm Aubrey at the Copy Sloth and welcome back to the channel. I am so excited to make this video. It's been a long time coming. I just want to flat out say like just two things. I am enrolled in an Etsy course and I am seeing results from that, but there's just reasons why I don't want to get into what course I'm in. What was the second one? I do really consider myself like an expert in Google SEO. Etsy SEO is really a different game. So that's why I want to just flat out say like that's my background, that's my journey, right? I don't want to come across as an Etsy expert. I am just a girl with a camera and I want to share my journey with someone. My husband does great in, you know, the day-to-day support. He cheers me on. He is my biggest cheerleader. But at the same time, I really just want to cultivate a community of entrepreneurs. That's the word. I'm like all over the place in this video. You're just gonna have to accept me because I do. The last thing that I want to say is I have no intention at the recording of this video to ever become an Etsy coach. I have nothing to sell you. I am an email copywriter. If you do have an interest in email marketing or anything like that, blogging, introvert marketing tips, I do own and run a blog called The Copy Sloth, linked down below if you're curious. But in terms of like Etsy, I literally have nothing to sell. There might be like printables or like resources, optional resources that you can like purchase from me at some point. I think it's important for just transparency because I'm not going to be sharing my shop. I'm not going to be claiming that I'm a success story. I'm not going to be making like outrageous claims because that's just unrealistic for the majority of us. If you look on my E-rank ranking, I guess, for Etsy, I'm already in like this top 30%. A lot of shops out there are struggling. A lot of shops out there are stagnant. I don't want to come across as like the next Etsy expert, right? I'm just a girl with her journey, sharing that journey with you guys. Just want to have something to look back on. We are going to be starting with July of 2023 and I'm excited. For the month of July, I got 253 visits, of which, drumroll, 130 came from Etsy. The fact that in my first month I got a whole bunch of organic traffic, the coveted organic traffic. It's actually twofold. I'm gonna save all of my talk of strategy, of processes, all the stuff to the end of the video. I just want to focus on my numbers. Yeah, I'm really excited and we will talk about this. Like, we're just gonna dog ear it for just a sec. In terms of orders, I got 19 orders in like 2 weeks. It was crickets the whole month until the 18th of July. I went 18 days with a goose egg. On the 18th, I got my first order, which is so exciting. I was literally not expecting anything until like maybe August or September, but I got 19 sales and I'm so proud of it. I got 2 orders in one day on the 20th. My highest order, like the number of orders, was 4 orders in a single day on the 27th. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Ever since July 18th, I've really been averaging about an order every single day. I'm excited. Like, that really is like the nugget that I just wanted to share. I'm averaging 1 sale a day, which I'm ecstatic for. My conversion rate is crazy, really high. It's 7.5%, which is like double, almost, you know, a double and a half of what like the industry considers normal. Everyone says 3%. Let's just say like the normal average conversion is like 3 or 2.5%, whatever. My revenue is interesting, and it's really the perfect segue to talk about my strategy because it's hilarious. So I got 19 orders. You're gonna before I share this, how much do you think my revenue is? All I had uploaded as listings were digital products. How much do you think I made? Because I think you're wrong. So I made $19.44 in the month of July. Let's talk about strategy. There's a lot to unpack. First off, this was actually an existing store from 2020. I literally uploaded maybe like 15 items at that time. I had about 20 sales when I closed up shop in 2020. So I just decided to reuse this because I already had a couple of reviews. That did help me, I suppose. Let's just get into the tea. How did I do this, right? This isn't like mind-bending or earth-shattering results, right? But I really worked hard. And the number one thing that I want to tell you is duplicate your listings. Hear me out, right? Hear me out. At the point in time of just this 31-day period, I had just digital products. That means I have an unlimited amount of stock, right? There is no like cap to how much I can sell. What I did is I experimented. That like, I want you to hear the word experiment and I want you to run with it. Experimenting as a new seller, really, it paid off for me, at least. Not monetarily wise, but I literally almost doubled my sales in a single month. Of course, I made less than $20. It really comes down to the strategy that I'm experimenting with still, and that is minimizing as much profit as I can in exchange for quantity of sales, right? I want an influx of sales and reviews as quickly as humanly possible, and that is exactly what is happening, by the way. So with that said, what do I mean by duplicate listings? It's exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna take a listing that is either a digital product or a print-on-demand product, same exact product. I mean, I'm talking like if you're even if you're in Printify, it is the same product, except if you're in Printify, you're gonna want to duplicate the listing in Printify so that way everything is syncing and stuff like that. You're gonna take one listing, one design, one digital download, whatever. You're gonna duplicate that across several listings. Some products are going to yield a lot more relevant keywords. I was able to turn one listing into 4 because there's just so many keywords, right? And you can use E-rank. You're gonna wanna just find as many relevant keywords. There's 2 words I want you to walk out. 2 words. Experiment and then relevant. Those 2, as long as you have relevant keywords in your experimentation, you should see some movement on your Etsy shop of some kind. I want you to tell yourself that no result it's a quantifiable result. If you have nothing, if you're truly like sitting at 0 sales a month or every week, or you know, 0 views or 10 views a month, like, you really need to go through and analyze what is working. If you as a buyer would not really pay attention to a listing, you really need to reanalyze it and experiment some more, because what you're currently doing isn't working, and the likelihood of it working in the future is relatively low. So that's essentially what I did. I took one listing of the same exact file, the same exact Canva template, everything is the same. The download template, the download file, everything, right? I found as many keywords as I possibly could for this one listing, and then I went into Canva. So I created 4 different, slightly different or variations of that listing image, but they all relatively have the same exact listing photos outside of the first one that is showing up on the search page in my shop page. So that's exactly what I did. Each 4 listings go to one product, but each of those listings are catering to specific keywords that all either relate to each other or they relate to a specific buyer. The intention of each keyword matters, and I kind of come up with profiles. In a future video, I will document my like process or show you guys or walk you through exactly how I do keyword research. Again, I'm not an Etsy coach. Use it with what you will. Use everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, right? I'm just sharing what I did that worked. It clearly worked. 19 orders in 2 weeks. Come on. I paired that strategy of duplicating listings, one product across multiple listings. Each of them have different keywords, and the benefit of that is if a keyword set isn't working or is seasonal, you're not locked into one listing, one set of keywords. You really are getting that listing or that product as much exposure on the platform as possible. Now let's move on to the revenue. Why did I only make $20 in the month? I was experimenting with like the bottom of the barrel pricing, simply because my overall strategy is to acquire and accumulate as many reviews and sales as humanly possible in the next like sprint phase of my business. And the way to do that is competing on price. It's not forever, it's not permanent. I'm not in Etsy right now to make money. I'm just trying to build up my store or my shop's credibility on the platform, and that attracts a lot of buyers. A lot of people are interested in saving money right now. There's just a whole inflation out there, right? It's easier to do with digital products. Obviously, you create the product and it's, you know, free for you forever once you create it. Literally selling all of my products for cost, quote unquote cost, and that includes the listing fees, Etsy fees, also a little bit of wiggle room in case something like for an offsite ad happens. I just want to have like a little bit of cushion for the different varieties of like how I acquire sales. And right now I'm not even touching Etsy ads. Etsy ads won't be a thing for me probably until either after holiday or around holiday. Right now I'm in a sprinting phase. I don't want to have to worry or have anxiety about spending money when all of my focus, 100% of my focus for Etsy. But right now I'm working in my business. First month or so, I would say you're working on your business. You're perfecting your processes, you're developing your processes, you're watching YouTube videos, looking for the best way to work as efficiently as possible. The faster you can work, the more you can do, and the more listings you can put up, the more listing photos you can create, the more keyword research you can do, the more views and the more orders and the more reviews come in. Like that was my mindset for like the first month-ish, and it really paid off. And so I've actually figured out all of those things, and now I'm working in my business. Processes, developing strategy, developing anything, I consider that like working on your business. Now I'm working in my business. Now I'm on full guns blazing, sprinting to whatever finish line I can find. I'm getting up listings, preparing my shop for holiday, but also experimenting with what my customers will buy. I don't subscribe to you find a niche and you stick with it, because niches are very trendy. Niches have like almost coincided and like coalesced into the same thing as like a trend. And so I don't want my shop to be filled with trends. I don't want to be chasing bestsellers. I don't want to do any of that. I want my shop to be around one specific customer. And this is the part that I learned from the Etsy course that I enrolled in. Niches don't pay your bills. I mean, a lot of people might have something to say about that, but people buy your stuff. People pay your bills. Cater your shop to a specific buyer or a group of similar buyers, right? I have a lot of different stuff, but my shop is for a specific person. And I've really learned that whenever you cater each and every single product to a specific person, it develops almost like a story. This person might be, you know, doing this, and they might be interested in this. Well, they're gonna want a shirt, or they're gonna want a template. They're probably gonna want, you know, supply for their business. That's the end of the day, like, that's what my strategy is. That's like all out there. That's literally what I've been focusing on. Really, it is. I've really been focusing on a specific person. Who do I want to sell to? Who would really buy my products? That is my entire wrap up for my first Etsy month. I really hope that someone somewhere learned something. I am here to help. I'm not here to sell or anything in these videos. I have nothing to sell when it comes to Etsy. Maybe I will later down the road in terms of like a template here or a resource there. If that's your vibe, we're here and we're transparent. With the exception of my shop name, I don't want to hear it in the comments that I'm not transparent or I'm gatekeeping because I'm not sharing my shop. It's for a very specific purpose. Now I'm getting aggressive with my pointing. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like, subscribe on your way out. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.